Welcome to Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. I'm Steven.
And I'm Steve.
And today we are going to be doing another blind tasting.
I love these.
So today we will be doing Build 4, Build 3, and Build 2 of the Penelope Architect series.
What is the difference between build 4, 3, and 2?
So each build that Penelope has done, they're all with French oak staves, but they're all done differently or have different flavor profiles. So on the back of each bottle, they have these really nice kind of flavor graphs, and it kind of gives you a sense of what you will be experiencing while tasting the individual bottles. And they're all
actually
close,
Yeah.
but definitely not the same.
Definitely different.
Yep, right.
That's
so
what the bottle says, at least.
the difference between them is, for instance, the spice and the toast and the vanilla on each one is slightly different.
I'm very excited to taste the structure of build 2 and 3 because apparently it's more than
Very structured.
It'll taste very structured.
Right.
Build 4 does not taste as structured as build 2 and 3. Do you expect us to be able to taste a difference?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think that the flavor differences may be subtle, and we're going to kind of have to hunt a little bit more between the three than we have with other tastings.
I feel like there's
done.
going to be a lot of back and forth on this
Yes.
one. Whereas in the past, it's just been like, that's definitely different than that. That's definitely different than that. This one's going to be a lot of like,
Right. I think for this one, we may just end up cutting out the entire way back, because after we go through once, I think that'll be enough time kind of shown of us scratching our heads on the different flavors and how much is similar. So, with that being said, we will get them poured out. We'll get the glasses mixed up, and we will come back to you after everything is set and ready to go. Okay, so we've got them all mixed up, and as per usual, we'll start from our right and move left, and then work our way back. So, get started.
I think I remember from last time we drank this not really smelling a whole lot. Not really being impressed by the smell.
Yeah, so it's got a floral, floral note on the very front end of it, but it doesn't kind of lead you to think that there's a whole lot to unpack in the nose.
Yeah, it's very, very simple.
You know, you've got the grain forward, a little bit of caramel, and a little bit of vanilla.
Yep.
But that's pretty much all I'm getting.
Yeah.
Ready to go in?
I'm ready.
A little bit of the dark fruit. A little bit of fig type dark fruits.
Yep. Pretty pleasant. Very Very easy to sip. Very mild. Not much spiciness or anything at all to it. It's just yeah, that kind of floral dark fruit. Not as like sweet as some whiskeys are, with those same like dark fruitiness to it, but just very very kind of floral and earthy.
So they're all sitting at the exact same proof
Yep.
of 104. All right. Move to our middle one.
I don't know if it's just because it's been sitting a little longer than that one, but I got a little bit more ethanol
I agree.
to it.
Yeah.
Very, very similar, if not the same nose.
And it's a little bit more floral. So the first one was definitely floral forward, but I feel as though this one amped up the floral note and kicked back on the vanilla and caramel.
And for this one specifically for me, rose. Like
Yeah.
it's got a lot of
rose petal,
like rose water. Whereas that one is more just kind of generic, like smells like flowers. Smells like a flower shop. This, like,
not any particular floral note, just floral in general.
Yeah.
A little bit of caramels.
So this is a really weird smelling note, but when I worked at an outdoor store, there was a particular smell to the new socks. Like that kind of like woolly, earthy smell. And I'm getting it off this. It's very similar. Not like bad gym sock type smell, but like that
but like
wool,
a new wool.
like new wool, like merino wool socks. It's like very, very specific.
Very.
But it's like it's so obviously there.
Yeah, definitely earthy.
Very similar flavor.
A little bit more baking spice on this one.
A little bit. I was gonna say that it's just so strange. Oh.
Earthy baking spice, ending in a very light caramel.
Super earthy. Super earthy.
A little bit less dark fruits and more citrus.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like at the very tail end, you're getting a little bit of citrus after the earthy notes.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just
a bit.
Whoa, this one is very caramel forward for me.
Yeah. Specifically, like, you know how like if you've ever cooked sugar into caramel, it's like that hot caramel, like before it's the Werther's Original, before it's the candy,
it sets up.
It's like a hot, steamy kind of caramel, and that's more what this smells like. Way less earthy, but still definitely it's there.
It's still got a floral note.
Yeah, for sure.
But that floral note is less so than the other two.
Yeah.
If anything, these were completely floral and earthy, with the sweetness kind of being at the tail end.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the sweetness is more forward, but there's definitely still floral and earthy tones, just they're set back slightly.
Yeah. It's kind of got that little bit of like a dewy type, like it just rains and you're out in the woods kind of smell to it.
Right. Like a damp
earth. Yeah.
palate kind of follows through with more of a sweet caramel
Yeah.
on the forefront of the tasting. The same earthy notes are kind of throughout all three.
I'm noticing for me, there is way more of a difference in the smell of all three than there is in the taste. They kind of all just taste the same.
Yeah, I think
there's little differences, but
I think with them all being essentially the same spirit and finished in very similar, if not the same way, the differences between them are not vast.
Yeah.
So, when we're getting different notes, they're very mild and kind of subdued notes.
Yeah.
You're not like, okay, this one is super sweet while this one is super earthy or whatever.
It's very obvious that we're not tasting different whiskeys.
Right. They are definitely all the same whiskey, just slightly different.
And that's where we're going to have a very hard time putting them into any sort of order or any guessing at all. I am for sure not going to be able to guess which one is which. That's totally off the table for me.
To be able to, but granted, we had not opened 2 of the bottles, so we have not tasted them to know one from the other.
Right. We only know what the middle bottle tastes like.
Right.
So
Build 3.
I'm getting a little bit of nutmeg the more I sip it. Like a
baking spice.
What's that stuff? That thick, goopy stuff you drink at Christmas?
Eggnog.
Eggnog, yeah. Smells like eggnog. Getting a lot of eggnog off the smell.
I'm not getting quite as much as I think you might be.
You getting nutmeg at all?
Getting a little bit of that baking spice.
Yeah.
Nutmeg type nose. So we will kind of work our way back through them, and then we'll put them in order of, favorite to least favorite. Granted, they're all pretty much exactly the same.
It's gonna be hard.
we'll come up with some type of order. See if we can't make some random guesses at which might be which.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you back in a couple minutes. All right, so probably our most difficult tasting yet.
We should come back to this tasting, this blind taste test when we're like a year and a half into this to see what our more refined palates have to say about.
I agree.
About these. Perfect
baseline test of 3 whiskeys that are the same but different.
Yeah.
And
which one thing is kind of cool. Our glasses are in the same order.
Yes, our flavor profile as far as what we think is best and worst.
So we agree that this one is the best, but why?
For me, it had the most sweetness.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I forget if I said it on camera or not, but I was getting like a nutmeg type eggnog kind of flavor, and I really like that. I really like that spicy, like creamy almost flavor.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It was definitely the least spicy, and I think that the middle glass was the most
spicy
barrel spice and the most oakiness, presence.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we both have that kind of in the back because of that spice that it brought forward.
Yeah.
So
what about just to hit on glass 1 real quick? Glass A. It was just there. Yeah, it's just in the middle. I didn't feel either way about it.
Right. It wasn't any sweeter or any spicier than glass 3 and 2.
Yeah.
It just ended up being the middle ground.
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt about it too.
Yeah.
Do you have any
I do.
guess?
I have guesses. Not sure if they'll be anywhere close. What about you?
I have a guess. I think I know which one the 3 is. I'm gonna just wing it on these. I'm fairly confident about this one, but,
right, so
but I don't know.
What
I
do you
think I think this is glass B, whatever, middle glass, and I think I have no idea.
So I agreed with you that middle glass was 3.
Okay.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh.
I thought middle glass was 4.
Okay.
So it was 4, 3, and 2.
I was gonna say 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. I think they're in order. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So 4. What did I say now? 3, 2.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2.
You said 3, 4, 2. And I said 2, 3, 4.
Right. 3, 4, 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
should we start with this one?
Let's start with our middle ground. Not our least favorite.
B.
B.
So that's the
so that
that's
is
the
3.
That's the one we've had.
So far, I got that right.
Yeah, because you said 3, 4, 2. This one.
No, I said this was 3. No.
Yeah. You said 3, 4, 2.
Right. So I got this one right so far.
This is C. You got them all right.
Yeah. So I ended up.
This one's the A. So just swap these.
Right.
That's how they are. 2, 4, 3. No.
This is C.
B.
This is
B. C. A. So B. C. A. 3, 4, 2.
very confusing.
This all just goes to show that they are so similar that it's just hard. It's hard to tell them apart.
Right. So essentially, my stab in the dark at the differences between them ended up being correct.
And I was totally wrong.
Right.
I would have failed. I did fail.
Yeah.
I failed. But I like this one. 2 is a good build.
2 was definitely our favorite build.
Yeah.
It's got the most sweetness out of all of them.
Yeah.
While build 3, the only one that we've had, ended up middle road.
I didn't care for number 4.
Ended up being too oaked for us.
Little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So, does adding them all together change it?
I'm going to say no.
It's all the same proof, so the proof didn't change.
I'm going to say it's just going to taste like
3.
the middle of the ground. 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's just going to even itself out and regulate back to number 3.
On the nose, it definitely did.
Yeah, it did.
On the nose, now it just smells exactly like
3. Yep.
And the taste too.
Yeah.
So, essentially, if you had picked up build 2 and build 4 and you couldn't find build 3,
just mix them
together.
You got build 3.
You got build 3.
Perfect.
So, essentially, taking 3 bottles that are essentially the same and figuring out the differences between them.
That is what
very
we did.
minute differences.
Very minute. I was struggling.
All 3 are delicious and good.
Yeah.
You could easily drink them as a daily sipper.
And also, I guarantee that in a week, if you were to give me the one that I liked the least and told me it was the one that I liked the most, I would believe you.
Right.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
They're so similar.
They were that close that it was not like drastic enough to really show much.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.